All right.
New digs, baby.
Week 3, new digs. Travis, that's some great work you did there.
I did a little something.
It's nice. It's nice. Give everybody a little bit of a different feel.
I'm trying to be pro, man. You know what I mean?
I do. And I like it. I like it. So, first things first, if you're watching us on YouTube, click like, share, subscribe.
Tell your mama Neil.
Yeah. What he said. I didn't catch that at first. I'm like, what? It's 10:45 at night.
Tell
He's
your
talking
grandpa.
too fast.
That's what, it is 10:45.
It is, and it is Whiskey Wednesday.
It is.
Just like every SEC podcast that we do, it's a little bit of whistlepig, and let's get this thing started.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna drink this real quick. There was a face. That is strong. Lord.
I mean, I'm gonna turn you into a whiskey drinker.
It tastes like Ron Burgundy's apartment. All right.
Well, after last week, I feel like there were quite a few Razorback fans that were doing the same thing about the run game.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was excuse me. I was a little concerned about the O-line for sure, but when I kind of looked more into it, because I rewatched the game after I was at it. God dang it. Hold on a second. Wow. That was something in my throat, brother.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
You ruined it. I was saying, when you're at the game, I couldn't see it quite as much, but I did see one specific play where DeBinion was like the hole was there and he bounced out, and I'm like, why are you bouncing outside, bro? You know, I'm sitting here and this lady sat next to this old lady with just big old binoculars, and it was awesome the whole time. She's like, I mean business. Like she wasn't playing. And she's yelling at her. She's like, come on, R-Dub. Like it was great, dude.
That's awesome.
So I was pretty pumped actually. So my season tickets are beside this like old lady who knows her shit. Perfect. So I was pretty pumped about that.
Perfect.
But yeah, I think the O-line's got some stuff to figure out. I also think they didn't give a shit about Kent State. Let's be real.
I mean, I would agree with you, I think, except that we didn't have a great running game the week before. And you have to, at some point, go, you know what? Even if we don't care about them, we need to focus on this area that's a problem.
Yeah.
And I feel like we did not do that.
So I did hear that Pitt took 6 of them aside today and was like, he's been talking about they're not, like not having good fits. And what he's talking about is body positioning, where he's moving them, things like that. It's not fitting in correctly and, you know, knocking them into the linebacker and shit like that. So I think it has to do with a little bit of strain too. They got to fucking, you know, they got to want it.
Agreed.
And, you know, if KJ gets fucked up enough, at one point he's going to be like, come on, dude, you guys got it. My old quarterback used to always tell me, he would tell us to play and he would go, line, block every play. Because like, it's just... It meant more, man. You know?
I'm not calling out leadership at all and saying that there's a lack of leadership, but maybe not a sense of urgency from the leaders. Like you said, it's Kent State, and they're like, I mean,
I think they tried. Pitt talked about it all week. He was like, you know, we're telling them how important this is. Don't get surprised. And this is that's kind of exactly what happened in the KU game last year. You know, they were like, oh, we're whooping their, well, they were whooping their asses.
That's fair.
But they're just like, oh, we're whooping them, you know, whatever. And they let off the gas. Not Pitt, but the players.
Yeah.
And which is, of course, is a little bit of a different team, but still, nonetheless, we should have won that game by like 20.
Yeah.
We won by like 2.
Yeah.
So, you know, somebody tweeted me the other day and they said, well, we like to play with our food. Dead ass.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember the first podcast, I said the thing that I was tired of is Arkansas playing to the level of their competition.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we get in a habit of doing. Our players they just go, oh, well, it's Kent State, so we'll beat them by 3. Then we'll play Alabama and we'll lose by, no, not
5.
Bad example. We'll play LSU and we'll lose by 3.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, why are we playing to the level of our competition? And there was a little bit of that in the first half of the Kent State game for sure, playing to the level of the competition instead of just going out there and just knocking them around and going, you don't belong on this field.
One thing that I'm excited about that I spoke with someone earlier on their podcast about is that I said, man, he just needs to unleash KJ. And then sure as shit, I hear Pitt's presser afterwards, and he's like, we're just going to do whatever it takes to score. You know, basically, we're taking the gloves off. KJ's going to do what KJ wants to do, which as he should.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's not like we don't have a fucking ace in the hole sitting back there with Criswell anyway. I think we'll be just fine. If something happens, God forbid, to KJ, I think Criswell is going to be okay.
You hate to think that way. You hate to be like, well, we've got an ace in the hole, so KJ gets hurt, he gets hurt.
Yeah. Well,
don't really want to.
KJ's durable, but
that's fair.
Maybe to his own detriment sometimes.
That's fair.
You know, because he's gonna like he got hit last week in the post game, and he was like, "I felt alive again, man." He's like, "That's what I felt. Woke up," and I'm like, "That's what he wants. He likes that shit."
Sure.
But you take the wrong hit from anybody, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, completely agree. All right, well, let's jump into this week in the SEC.
Yeah, I say we start with LSU and Mississippi State because I think that is going to be an intriguing game. I'm curious. I'm not curious, but maybe I am curious. I'm curious the way that Zach Arnett's running the team right now because Zach Arnett is trying to make Mississippi State a running team. And it's like, you got a team full of fucking air raid players.
Right.
And you're trying to make it a running team? Like, maybe you could have just waited a couple years. Yeah, that's the weirdest flex. That's almost as dumb as making Harold Perkins a linebacker.
Yeah.
You know Harold Perkins, the guy that was a fucking savage against us last year for LSU?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has no tackles for loss this year so far.
Wow.
Yep. Okay. Crazy stat. I heard that earlier.
Well, I was just looking at the Mississippi State stats, and you're right. They're rushing 221 yards a game, which is 30 more yards per game than they're passing. That's insane.
Who have they played this year though?
Arizona and Southeast Louisiana, which, you know, Sila's a nobody, of course, but Arizona, I mean, they took them to overtime.
Arizona took Mississippi State?
Yeah. Yeah, Mississippi State ended up winning 31-24, but they went to overtime.
I think LSU's going to kick their ass.
The line on it's only 9.5 points.
Yeah. I bet LSU covers.
I mean, that's 2 scores.
I would take LSU to cover on that. They'll beat them by at least 10 or between 10 and 14 is my opinion.
I think you're right if Mississippi State doesn't throw the ball. If they are dead set on running the ball, I think you're right.
I mean, they got Will Rogers. Why would you not throw the ball?
I mean, when you think about it.
Maybe he looked like shit in spring practice. Or summer practice. I don't know.
Well, when you think about it, Florida State versus LSU.
Trying again.
Love it. You got it.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Small drinks is the key on that.
Florida State versus LSU. Wasn't that a matchup? That was a matchup issue in the passing game, right?
It was it was a receiver and defensive back height mismatch.
That's what I'm saying.
So I wonder I don't know what Mississippi State's wide receivers look like, but I know what ours look like.
Yeah.
I know that our wide receivers are the same heights of those players on Florida State that gave LSU hell. So I'm excited about that game. Well, it sucks it's in Death Valley at night.
Maybe Mississippi State. I mean, I don't know, but maybe they lean on the passing game a little bit more. They look at that Florida State game and see if they have some kind of advantage there on the roster.
I mean, you got to have some kind of balance.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is one thing I do like. Even though we have trouble with the running game, KJ can light your ass up.
The bad news for Mississippi State is looks like their average wide receiver height's about 6 foot.
Yeah, I think LSU will get them.
5'10",
LSU's only
5'11", 6 foot, 5'11", 6 foot, 6'2".
I think LSU's only going to trend up as the season goes. So
that's
we're
fair.
getting them probably not even quite at their peak. I think we'll get Bama at Bama's peak, right? When they're peaking. You know what I mean? I think that's when we're going to run into Bama. So we'll see. Hopefully they suck as bad as, they did the other day.
I'll agree with you. I think, I don't know. They got a 6'4" and a 6'3".
That's an 11 a.m. game. They're at Mississippi State. Yeah, I got LSU.
I'll go with LSU to cover the spread because
I'm going LSU by 10. I'll give them 4 because they're at home.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that for sure.
This the next one is one I actually am excited to see it. It's Kansas State at Missouri. I'm gonna watch that game because I want Drinkwitz to get his ass kicked. I do. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him.
Oh my gosh!
I'll say it.
I mean, it's a return to the Big 12, right?
Yeah.
K-State versus Missouri. K-State's actually ranked.
K-State,
you know what though?
Gave Bama hell. What for a little while? Was it last year in the bowl game? I swear it was last year. I suck. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a little while. Now, the score looks lopsided at the end, but for most of that game, Kansas State was in that thing.
I'll have to take your word for that one.
What was the final score? Do you see it?
I'm looking. I'm looking just
I think it ended up bad. I think fourth quarter, Bama fucking turned it on.
45-20.
Yeah.
I can tell you what it was at halftime. Even I
was gonna say I think at half it was pretty close.
21-10.
Still not awesome.
No,
maybe not.
I'm gonna go against you here. I am just zero fan of the Big 12 at all.
You think Missouri beats them?
I think Missouri beats them just on the strength of we're an SEC school, kind of like Arkansas.
I haven't seen one Missouri game this year.
Arkansas tends to take Big 12 schools to task.
Yeah, that's true.
And, we haven't historically been top of the SEC West, but we still will take a Big 12 school to task.
Mm-hmm.
I think Missouri wins this game. What was the spread on it? I don't remember. I'll take a look at it.
I'm afraid if I click into this shit, something's going to blow up.
Oh, no, I got it. The spread, yeah. I mean, the spread's 3.5 K-State.
Yeah.
I don't think they...
And they're at Missouri, too. What's it called? Farrat? Fuck Missouri.
Nah, Missouri's going to pull this out. This is going to be an upset.
I call K-State by a touchdown.
They would cover the spread if they did that.
I'm with it. Let's go. Oh, South Kakalaki playing Georgia. Poor bastards. You remember when Georgia beat the shit out of them and Shane Beamer's like, well, Shane Beamer. Willie Beeman.
Willie Beeman.
My bad, man. Shane Beamer's like, well, I don't know. Maybe because they have like 400 5-star players and he lost his shit. That was pretty funny. I don't know. I still got a bad taste in my mouth about South Carolina. Even though we kicked their ass last year, they stole our tight end.
I don't care.
Yeah. It's like principality at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance in hell South Carolina does anything here. They're
at Georgia. Remember what happened to us?
28-point underdog.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's 4 touchdowns.
Remember what happened to us when we went to Georgia? We came in hot 4-0 and played Georgia and they fucking mopped us.
Yeah.
Because apparently everybody in Georgia starts drinking at fucking 6 a.m.
What does that have to do with our players?
Because it was loud as fuck in there. I heard it on the TV, bro. I was like, Jesus.
You got to go in and play the games, man.
Rewatch the game, bro. It was so loud. The motherfuckers were scared. They were like, oh my God.
You know what I wonder before every football game, like a Georgia or an Alabama, if the coaches don't watch Hoosiers? Did you ever watch Hoosiers? The movie?
Mm-mm.
So it's these little like 5'5" white kids in Indiana back in the 50s maybe. I don't even know the date. It's an old movie. But basically they get to the Indiana State Championship and they're little guys. Nobody expected them to get there. Nobody expects them to win. And the first thing that the coach does is he walks out and he measures the out of bounds line to the free throw line. He goes 15 feet, just like our court. And he has him measure the hoop, and he's like, it's 10 feet, just like our court.
Mm-hmm.
And he does all the and he tells the guys, he's like, it doesn't matter if it's a state championship. You made it here on the strength of your play. You belong. I wonder if some coaches don't just don't do that. And their players are like, oh my God, we're playing Georgia. And they are psyched out before they step
The guys
on
are walking
field.
out. The coach looks at him. He's like, good luck, brother.
Like when you're like, I play Madden a lot. When you're playing Madden, one of the audio clips that they put in there is one of the announcers goes, when I was talking to one coach, he says he has his players get out on the field and feel the field rumble before the game so that they're comfortable with the way the field shakes with the weight of the players running across it.
That's intriguing.
Yeah, like
that's weird to think about because how do you feel that pregame?
Well,
you just all go wrong.
Crowd noise and all the guys are out there warming up and running and everything. He's like, feel the field, feel that rumble because you're
just pissy pants everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, it just seems like sometimes guys get psyched out because it's Georgia, because it's Bama, because you see someone like Appalachian State several years ago come in and they're playing Michigan and everybody's like, Appalachian State's FCS, there's no chance, and then they beat them.
And App State's like, we don't give a fuck
because those guys did not care because they, as far as they were concerned, they belonged on the field. I wonder if sometimes like a South Carolina, if they just don't feel like they belong on the field, and so they go out and get mopped by 28 points. Like
remember they came to our house at 11 a.m. and we fucking mopped them. Spencer Rattler, oh my God. And like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were a little less imposing to us than in Alabama.
Yeah, well, they like toward the end of the year they turned it on. Right? No, what I was talking about is us imposing on them.
Yeah. But I'm saying we didn't look at them and go, well, Spencer Rattler, he's awesome. We're already screwed before we step on the field. Like
I was about as worried about them as I was BYU last year. Because BYU last year was pretty decent. I didn't know we were going to kick their ass. I didn't, and I was just like, man, they might fuck us up. I was just kind of watching it and watching their previous games and stuff. Because usually about a week before we play a team, I'm like, we got to play them fuckers next week. I got to see their game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Moving on to this massacre, Alabama and South Florida. Fucking mopped.
Yeah.
It's going to be real bad. Yeah, Bama's just going to wake up pissed off. Yeah. We lost to fucking Texas.
Yeah. I think, I mean.
I bet Saban's been playing the fucking Texas theme all week. Like, you pussies. Like,
well, that could do one of two things to your team.
Yeah.
I mean, you can either give up right there. You can give up and go, we just lost everything because we lost to Texas. Or you can say the rest of the season, we're going to blow everybody out so we make the national championship.
Yeah, you can get in with one loss. It ain't that big a deal. And Texas isn't a bad loss, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not a bad loss, but it's how these players take it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Really I agree. Man, it was glorious watching Texas A&M lose last week. God. I called that shit. I called it, remember? On the podcast we didn't release.
Yeah.
We should have. We had camera issues. Sorry, guys. We're trying not to put out a shit product. I called Miami and I was like, it's going to happen. And he's like, I don't think so. That was wonderful. I was really excited about that.
So my boss, our 2 levels above me boss,
Super Bowl
is a huge Texas A&M fan. Well, I don't want to give too much away, but he's a huge Texas A&M fan, and it was his birthday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so I got to tell this story real quick. When they
hire him a male cheerleader to go for his birthday party.
Well, when they hired me, his son used to play for Texas A&M baseball, and they were interviewing me, and he was like, I don't know how we're going to work out this interview, but I will be up in Fayetteville for the A&M baseball game because my son's the catcher for A&M. And I was like, oh, okay.
I would have been like, I can't work here.
No. I was like, oh, okay. I can meet you in Fayetteville. It's like a 20-minute drive. And he goes, oh, great. Let's meet before the game. We'll do this interview and whatever, and then I'll go to the game. I was like, great. So I put on an Arkansas hat, this exact Arkansas shirt. I was like, all right, we're good. I walked in there and he looked at me and goes, you motherfucker.
You're like, yeah, bitch.
We had a great interview, obviously, because I got the job. It was a great time. But I have given him shit every year about every Arkansas A&M sport.
I would absolutely give him shit about it. You know what I didn't do real quick to fuck this shit up? I didn't pull our YouTube comments up. So if anyone's commenting on YouTube, I can't see it.
They're not. I'm watching.
Perfect. All right, cool.
Yeah, I actually pulled it up over here so I could see.
Good.
But anyway, so I've given it, but this time on his birthday, I did not. And we had a team meeting on Monday, and he was like, thanks for not giving me shit this year. It was not a good time for me on my birthday to watch them lose.
Should have walked in there with a fucking Miami, button up Hawaiian shirt on. I'm like, what's up, man?
I'll send them some Arkansas stuff when we beat them this year.
Yes.
It's done.
You calling it now? Beating them?
Yeah.
I think that game has been circled since last year on KJ's calendar. He's like, I'm going to fuck them up because he feels so much like he lost that game because he kind of did. But, no offense. Shit got real at that point.
We're not going to get too into that one yet, but I do think we'll win.
I like it. Tennessee, Florida is going to be interesting.
Tennessee, Florida.
In my opinion. And it's a night game at the Swamp.
Florida seems down, though. But, Tennessee's not lighting the world on fire, even though they're ranked 11th.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's overrated right now a little bit. But if Milton can get his shit together and put a little bit of touch on those passes, I think he'll be a lot better off, which is easy to say. But,
they kept Austin P in it for the first half, really?
We kept Kent State in it pretty good.
We're not ranked 11th.
That's fair. That's going to be an interesting one. I hate that's at 6 because I'm not going to be able to watch it, but I'll score check it. I'll be score checking at the games.
Oh, you'll be at the game.
Yeah, the stadium got Wi-Fi now, baby.
Yep.
And it's going to be cool because they're opening Reds this weekend. So the bar they built, which is
It
so
opens
fucking
Friday.
Arkansas.
It opens Friday.
Yeah, they built a bar on top of our stadium, which is awesome. I don't know if other stadiums have that thing, like have bars on top of their stadiums, but we do.
Speaking of, thanks to Ty Hudson. Gonna call him out real quick. Just talk with Ty because I only know they're open on Friday because I caught his podcast earlier today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I caught his, but I was late getting into it.
Yeah.
I missed that.
I caught it early. He brought it up, so that's the only reason I heard it. Love calling out our friends there. So
apparently at 8 p.m. they're gonna. I don't know if they're doing it the whole stadium or just that bar. They're gonna do some kind of red out thing, which hopefully
they do the whole stadium a lot.
It better be halftime at that point, right?
Yeah.
Starts at 6:30. That's an hour and a half. Pitt said the game was 2 hours and 45 minutes the other day because of the new rule.
Okay.
He said it sucks because they're losing snaps.
Oh,
And I was like, that
that makes
sucks.
sense.
All right, moving
makes
on.
Sanford,
Auburn's going to
Auburn.
murk Samford.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, Vandy, UNLV, who wins?
I told you, Vandy's wins are pretty much over.
Yeah.
From 2-0 to 2-2.
Man, I love Barry Odom, but his team just ain't it right now. I think Vandy will get him.
So
They fucking better. They're playing at Allegiant Stadium. God, that's cool. I watched that stadium get built like over the years going to Vegas.
yeah.
That is the coolest fucking stadium I've ever seen.
Is that where the Raiders play?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Raiders got it made, dude.
Yeah.
That is the nicest stadium I've ever seen. It's crazy.
All right. We'll have to get in there.
Here's another interesting one. Ole Miss and Georgia Tech. Now, Georgia Tech's visiting. They're coming into Ole Miss, but man, I've heard Georgia Tech's not completely ass this year. That's a terrible way to say it, but I've heard they're not too bad.
Ole Miss is a 2.5 touchdown favorite. Georgia Tech already lost to Louisville.
Ooh, never mind.
Yeah. and they let South Carolina State put 13 on them. Yeah, Ole Miss is gonna cover 18 points.
Yeah, you're probably right on that. Yeah. And then Kentucky and Akron smash.
Yeah, I just don't have the confidence in Kentucky. I mean, I think they'll win. I'm not sure they're gonna smash them.
Yeah, but it's Akron.
I know. I know, but 28-17 against Eastern Kentucky.
I was going to say, did you see the Eastern Kentucky game?
Does not exactly inspire a ton of confidence.
I only score checked it, and I was just like, oh my God. Like, what is wrong with you guys?
28-17. I'm just not inspired with confidence that they'll smack them. I think they'll win.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be at least 28-17.
What's the spread on that one?
The
spread.
The spread is Kentucky by 25 points. They're not covering that, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
It's so hard to judge nowadays, you know what I mean? Like, even like when Kent State came in, what were we? They're 38-point favorites or something?
Yeah.
That's crazy. These fucking odds makers are insane.
28-6.
All right. Now, the only game that matters.
Let's take a look at this. Arkansas BYU. All right.
Last year I was scared. I feel better about it this year, and I know our offense is having trouble, but I feel like, okay, look, if Pitt wasn't our coach, I'd be more concerned about the O-line because he can be like, all right, man, y'all come over here, which is exactly what he did. You know what I mean? And he's like, just pulling these guys, hey, do this. He was the best O-line coach in like the country. So I'm like, if anyone's going to figure it out pretty fast, it's going to be Pitt. Unleashing KJ, different fucking ball game.
Yeah, I don't think I'm worried about this game at all. Mm-hmm. We're a 1 touchdown favorite, slightly over. We're an 8-point favorite.
Yeah, it started, I think it opened at 7 or 7.5, and it went up to 8 today.
It's at 8, but when you look at it, they haven't played anybody.
No.
Sam Houston State and Southern Utah.
I've heard they got a salty little defense though.
But they
only held Sam Houston. They only hold it 14-0, right?
Yeah, well, they're averaging 79 rushing yards a game, and we're allowing 45 rushing yards a game.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to do it through the air, and I don't feel like
I think our guys
pass defense is better.
Oh,
I don't think they're gonna be able to pass the ball just around. We're allowing 200 yards a game.
I think we've already got 5 interceptions this year.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, of course, we played nobodies, but we're going to find out who's the boys and who's the fucking men this week.
I mean,
And
our nobodies
maybe not even this game. Maybe next
nobodies are
week.
no worse than their nobodies.
I feel like their first string's probably equivalent to our third.
We put up significantly more.
We're gonna fucking
points.
sound like assholes if we lose this game.
We're not losing. We're not losing. They're not going to be able to run the ball at all.
No, and that's what they're trying to do. They're just not awesome at it.
Yeah.
They blanked Sam Houston. All right.
14-0. Sam Houston State, dude. And Southern Utah. 41-16.
They put up some numbers there, but it's Southern Utah, you know.
Yeah, I'm just not worried about that at all.
They got to play us, Kansas, and Cincinnati, and then TCU. They got a pretty rough schedule for them. Then they play Texas Tech, Texas. God, they're gonna get fucking slaughtered this year. I forgot they're in the Big 12 now.
In the Big 12, yeah.
That's gonna be a rough one, dude, for them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I have no worries here. We cover the 8 points. In fact, I will say
I think we beat them by 3 touchdowns.
I was gonna say 28-7.
All right. Yeah,
Maybe 28-10.
I'm gonna go with magic number 13.
Okay.
Okay, so 31-13.
31.
I think I made a different prediction earlier, but yeah, I'm gonna say 31-13.
Rocket's still out this game, right?
Yeah, he may be out for LSU too. He's his knee's pretty fucked up. I mean, we have a good running back room. They just got to fucking figure out how to do
I
it.
know it's the offensive line. It's not the running backs, but
Well, it was some of the running backs.
Yeah, it was.
It starts with the O-line for sure, but if the running backs aren't hitting the fucking hole that they're designed to hit and trying to make something happen and getting fucked up, you can't blame it all on the O-line, you know?
Yeah, but it definitely starts with the O-line. And
I think they need to build a little bit better rapport with the O-line. Not that they're just like
is
not
that
friends.
Is that it? Is it that Rocket got so many of the carries last year that some of the guys, need to build that rapport that they didn't?
Well, most of our O-line is new, and I don't think they fucking trust them.
Too.
I don't think they trust them. They're like, you're going to get me fucked up. So they're, looking at the hole closed a little bit. They're like, fuck that. And they're bouncing out. What if, like he said, if our guys get in there and have the correct fits with these things and you turn a body or you get under them when you need them, you know what I mean? If you could turn a body the correct direction, you're going to hit either the nose guard. Say you're hitting the tackle, right? If you're up on a tackle and you turn him right, you're going to hit the nose guard, or you're at least going to hit a backer coming in if he's blitzing or whatever. You're going to fill that fucking hole. You know what I mean? And if you can stop that hole up, Pitt was like, you don't have to do it every time. You just got to do it most of the time.
Yeah.
Which is fair. Let the guys who are the playmakers make the plays. But at the same time,
you got to give them a spot to make the play.
Yeah. So I'm trying to give them a little bit of credit. I hope they really kind of start to trend upward this game and do more than we expect. And I would love a fucking blowout. Because it's going to be a 6:30 game. It's going to be dark. It's going to be fucking cold. And everybody's going to be drunk as fuck.
It's going to be cold.
I think it's going to be 60 something when they kick off. Or is it 80? I don't know.
No, I don't even think it's supposed to get to 80 all day.
Bro, I'm with it.
I'm excited. After this game, I want us to trend up this game because after this game, the real schedule starts.
Yep. I do like the LSU starts league play this week. And then we gotta get a little break,
They get a league game real quick, and we get one more warm up.
Yeah, you know what? Do you think strategically Pitt was holding back also because of that fucking gauntlet we have in the middle of our schedule?
It's entirely possible.
LSU, what is it? I gotta pull up our schedule. LSU, A&M, Alabama, and then someone else in a row. I gotta click it. And I've seen it a million times. I just lights, camera, blink, fucking brain.
On, it's like, oh, what?
Okay, here we go. So,
LSU, A&M, Ole Miss, Alabama, Mississippi State.
Yeah. I mean, that's a hell of... We got a little bye week between... maybe.
We don't have a bye week until after Mississippi State. We get a week off, and then we get Florida. On my birthday.
1, 2, 3, 4. So a whole month of football games not at home. We're the home team in Arlington, but we're not fucking at home.
That's the end of Arlington, right? We talked about this before.
I fucking hope so.
I think that's the end of Arlington.
Yeah. That would be, look, man, it's nice. Jerry Jones, awesome, done a ton of good shit for Arkansas. But like if I was him, I'd be like, maybe y'all shouldn't play here no more.
Well, we shouldn't play any games.
We got fucking stomped
We shouldn't
for
play
years.
any home games. Not at home.
I'd rather go home and home with Texas A&M.
War Memorial's got to go. Arlington's got to go. I'd rather play it at Texas A&M too.
You know,
and I'd rather bring them here.
Yeah, I agree. I want to go to Kyle Field one time. That fucking place holds 100,000 people. That'd be nuts.
Yeah,
I would totally go to Kyle Field. I want to go to the Baton Rouge too at one point, like a night game. That would be cool.
I see some trips in our future.
Oh yeah, yeah. Probably not this year, but next year's schedule. Fuck, we got some cool games here, dude. Texas, Tennessee. We got a bunch of cool ass games here. So next year's season tickets will actually be worth it. This year's was like,
agreed.
Well, we're gonna see who actually likes the Hogs.
Yeah, I mean, this if we get on a roll and win through to the Alabama game, that's a very tall order. But if we could beat LSU, A&M, and Ole Miss, season tickets would be worth it.
Man, it's like that fucking run, dude.
It really is.
That's like fighting the second to highest boss, and then the third, and then fighting his stupid little homie, and then fighting King Koopa. Like, you know what I mean?
For real.
And then it's like, God, dude, that is such a fucking treacherous run. Man, if we come out winning half of them motherfuckers, I think we'll be all right. You know, it's like, geez. I'm telling you, man, I think A&M, and we'll save that for next week, but I think that one's circled.
I think so too. And okay, so just to make a quick note on here, you're going to the BYU game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be in the studio for the LSU game.
Yep. Live streaming the whole game.
Actually, for the LSU game and the Texas A&M game.
Yep. I'm going to be getting drunk. Stupid drunk. Probably.
We'll live stream the whole thing. We'll talk. We'll chat with anybody who wants to chat. Unfortunately, there are no chatters here this time, but hopefully somebody will watch.
We'll get popular someday, buddy.
We'll talk to some people during those games and share what we're drinking. I don't know if we've got enough whistlepig to get through drinking the games and the weekly podcast, but we'll see what we've got, or maybe we'll do dough ball during the games.
Bro, if I drink whistlepig during the game, especially if we start getting fucked up, man, I'm gonna be like, like
you should drink beer.
Yeah.
And I'll drink dough ball.
I'm gonna drink them hard Mountain Dews. I've moved on to more girly shit in my life. So I drank those 9 beers the other day. My stomach felt like shit. I was like, I'm gonna die.
You saw the Zero Sugar Live Wire I had the other day.
That's what I'm saying.
I sent you a picture of it.
I'm gonna before the LSU game, I'm gonna get a bunch of those. I'm just gonna get trashed on Mountain Dew.
Nice.
I'm looking through just see if there's any other major games this week, but I see a lot of people who are going to get wrecked. Oklahoma's playing Tulsa.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
What else? Is Ohio State's playing Western Kentucky.
Nobody who's ranked is really playing anybody. Miami, Bethune-Cookman. Who else is ranked? Penn State will mop Illinois. Florida State, Boston College. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Penn State and Illinois will actually be a good game. Damn, Illinois is already 1-1. Whole Burton over there, ain't he?
I'm gonna say this game could be interesting only because Minnesota beat Nebraska, and I know Nebraska is nothing like they were, and they may never get back to being what they were in the 90s.
I think they got a good coach now.
But I think Minnesota is solid, not terrible. And they could actually give North Carolina a game.
I'm so unfamiliar that I couldn't tell you one way or the other.
And I'm going to be honest, the game right beneath that, Northwestern and Duke. Northwestern, for some reason, every year it seems like they sneak up on someone and slap them in the face.
Duke's not that good. And Clemson's just really fucking bad. They're 21 because they beat Clemson.
I'm just saying, Northwestern comes around every year.
Little Rock would beat Clemson this year.
They slap somebody in the face and they're like, "Hey, we're Northwestern and we just ruined your season." I'm thinking maybe they slap Duke this week.
Dude, Washington, Michigan State would be really good, but their coach is kind of going through it.
Okay.
So that's all I'm going to say on that one. Yeah, he's in deep shit. I'll tell you when we get off air.
You can't talk about it on air?
I'd rather not, because there's a whole lot of allegedly to that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And there's still details coming out. You know what I mean? So
sure.
I'm like, better not.
Sure. And your favorite your favorite team to cheer for right now, Colorado. Colorado's playing nobody this week.
You know, I hated them so much at
Colorado.
first, but like you got to admire greatness a little bit. Like what Deion's doing. I said this earlier on this thing I was on. I'm gonna say it on ours. Deion is treating college football for exactly what it is. It's a motherfucking business.
Oh, absolutely.
He came in, he fired all the shitty employees, he brought in all new employees, and he's like, guess what? Now we're gonna fucking win. And they're winning. And it's like as much as he's like kind of douchey for the way he did all that shit, motherfucker's smart.
Let me ask you a question. Is Colorado really the 18th best team in the country?
Probably not.
You think?
Nah.
Hot take from Travis. They're not the best. They're not the 18th best team in the country. Are they higher?
I don't know, man.
Are they higher or lower than that?
I was gonna say lower. I was thinking they're top 20. I mean, dude, they might be nailing it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, who's 17 teams better than them? How'd they beat TCU and TCU is still 17th?
Because TCU was way higher than that. TCU dropped.
Well, yeah. I think Clemson's still in the top 25. The rankings are so fucking stupid to me because you got one loss teams in there, and they're like, dude, just make it make sense, bro. We lost. Clemson lost to Duke. Duke was fucking unranked. Why are you still top 25? We're 2-0. I know we haven't played anybody, but I'm just saying.
Actually, TCU dropped out of the rankings.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh wow, because the thing I'm looking at right now
it shows what they were ranked when they played.
They were 17th.
They were 17 when they played Colorado.
Oh, okay. You know what's going to be the end of Colorado's season? I'm going to tell you. This week they're going to win. Oregon's probably going to mop them, and I think USC is going to fucking mop them because they have those two games back to back on September 23rd and September 20th.
We'll find out if USC's for real or not. They haven't been real since Reggie Bush.
Yeah, they just got Caleb Williams is a really fucking good quarterback. And he's accurate as shit, and he's mobile. He's fucking fast. Yeah, I think they're gonna run to snacks. I bet you Deion goes 8-4 at least. Yeah, TCU. Yeah, I think they lose to Oregon, USC. I think UCLA might sneak up on them, and I think Utah's gonna get them.
They've got a tough schedule.
They really do for a Pac-12.
As far as Pac-12 and as far as playing ranked teams at this point,
Stanford's way down. Arizona State is nothing to write home about.
UCLA's top 25. I don't think they're anything to write home about.
Probably not. Oregon State is 16th, which I had no fucking idea they'd even played football yet this year. Just because I don't know,
you got to get through the first 4 weeks of the season. Mm-hmm. You can't really make calls on a lot of these teams until they've gotten past their cupcake schedule. No different from Arkansas.
Yeah. You know what I will say, but I'll tell you what, Colorado didn't really start with a cupcakey schedule.
No, well, they started with TCU like we started with Cincinnati a couple of years ago.
Beat that ass.
Last year. Yeah, and we smacked Cincinnati, and then we
started hot that year. God, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking Texas A&M ruined it.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we'll find out. I think you're right. Oregon definitely puts the brakes on
I think
Colorado.
Oregon's pretty fucking good this year.
I think
Miami is low key really fucking good this year too. Miami looked good against Texas A&M, dude. Like they were clicking on all cylinders. I'm curious. You know what I do want to see real quick?
What's up?
Not to draw this out too damn long, but I'm looking at Florida State's schedule. I don't even know how far into it is because I can't see a time.
Florida State.
How are we looking on time?
We're fine.
Yeah, we can do as long as we fucking want. Huh?
Boston College, Clemson, Virginia Tech, Syracuse.
What Duke, if Clemson pulls out
they don't have
another game,
They don't have another game on their schedule until Miami in November.
Yeah, and then the Florida game's usually pretty good, but I think they'll whoop Florida's ass. Yeah. How crazy would it be if Clemson came back in and gave them hell on the 23rd?
I mean,
didn't Boston College good sometimes? And then Duke ain't fucking around this year, but they're not. I just think Duke's overrated.
I think Duke's overrated.
I think Duke will give them hell though.
I don't know. I think Duke.
What if Duke is low key
this week and then not that good the rest?
What if Duke is low key fucking awesome and they like beat the shit out of everybody?
Is this the switch? This year's the switch from basketball to football school. No Coach K, and now they're going to be a football school.
I want total fucking chaos in college football. That's my favorite. Like when it's nuts, it is the funnest time.
No undefeated teams.
Yeah, kind of. Or when like last year TCU got fucking killed in the national championship, but it was still pretty cool seeing him get there. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Even I fucking hate TCU, but still, it was like, that's pretty cool. You know? I don't know, man. I'm excited about it. I'm excited. I'm glad it's football season, bro.
I am too. One more game, and then we start talking about the real and the fun games. So,
yep.
Let's go. Let's get this game out of the way this week.
Damn, you drank a fuck ton of that shit.
It's good.
I always bitch sip it. I'm like,
It's really good. You just got to get used to it for real. It's like the first time you drank a beer.
My nipples are hard.
The first time you drank a beer, you cannot tell me you were like, oh, that's so good.
That's fair, but I wasn't like, I kind of want to die. Right.
I was, man, I can't drink
Really?
beer. I don't like beer. I mean, okay, so there's beer. I know we're way off subject here.
Yeah, it's cool.
There's beer. There's
We do whatever we want on this
there's
podcast.
like Michelob and Miller Lite and Budweiser. I'm not going to say the other one. But then there's like flavored malt beverage. Like you like the hard Mountain Dews. That's flavored malt beverage.
Yeah.
Technically, it's beer.
I'm kind of on that train right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can drink those. But if you hand me a Bud Light.
Can't touch it.
Yeah, for real.
On that note, we're
your
gonna
favorite
get the
little
fuck out of here.
Your favorite little Mick Ultras, that ain't happening.
Yeah, I love Mick
not
Ultra. You're a fucking hater.
That's disgusting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think
Okay,
that's
we'll
all
get
the
out of here. We'll
football.
stop
We're starting to
talking
talk
about
about dumb shit. That's what we do. That's what we do on the normal podcast.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody tuning in, or whoever didn't. You know, no problem.
Yeah, if you watch it later, still like,
Absolutely.
share, subscribe. And don't forget about our week 5 and coming soon, in the middle of editing, a great podcast with country music up-and-comer Jeremy Allen Jones. We're real excited for you guys to see that. We had the best time with him the other night.
We got super drunk.
We had the best time with him, and we're looking forward for you guys to see that and get to know Jeremy because he's got an exciting future in country music.
Yeah, bye. Appreciate y'all. See ya.
See ya.